Hey, what's up guys? Jay's 2 Cents here on the vlog channel, and I'm very excited about this one. If you remember a couple months back, I said I was going to start something called Weigh-In Wednesdays, and I failed miserably at that because I wasn't losing weight. But then I bought a bike, and you guys have started seeing this turn into a biking channel and a weight loss channel, and we've got the first month's results. Well, they're here. They're right here. But before you guys get to see any of that, we're going to go ahead and Coconut Monkey and I went out on another bike ride yesterday. It was just under 18 miles, and he about died. And we've learned something here today. Well, I'll just let you guys watch the vlog from yesterday to find out, and then we will go ahead and talk about where we are today and how the results are. It's good.
Look at the way it looks on camera. Can't do it. So, we're gonna go for a bike ride. Again, I look like an otter. I look like a popsicle.
I look like I'm on spring break.
What does spring break look like?
Me.
So spring break is dark
Yeah. It's pretty dark.
and full of sorrow and despair?
No, it's pretty happy because I get to sleep for like 10 hours a day now.
I hate you.
Okay, so since Coconut Monkey keeps having nothing but wait, hold on. Gotta expose. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, so your road bike has been giving you some problems, so you brought out the mountain bike. What is it?
It's a KHS XC104. It's a cross-country bike, basically.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you can take it off some dirt trails and stuff and ride comfortably because it's full suspension.
Poor coconut monkey. Look at his back. Turn around. Turn around. Look at
Yeah.
that. So what did we learn? What did we learn today?
18 speed bike. 18 speed mountain bikes aren't fun on road.
Mountain bikes, period, aren't fun on the road. Everything about that bike is resistance for you. The suspension, the width of the tires, the weight of the bike, the knobs, and the upright position is all terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Well, you made it back. Unfortunately, I could have gotten to 20 miles in the time it took us to do 17.5 because slowpoke.
Sorry, I got my resistance training though.
I've come to the conclusion you will probably never go on a 50 with me, and that makes me sad. At the rate we're going.
Yeah. Well, when I fix the other bike, we'll see. I did the 30 with you.
You did. But what happened when we got back and found out it wasn't 30 for me? Who was like, I'm going to sit in the car? And who went and did another 2.5 miles?
You did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
This is going to turn into a get coconut monkey in shape vlog. Fuck Jay, he's already getting there.
It's gonna be all kinds of bad.
You're 50, how much do you weigh?
Like 223.
Are you
now.
serious? Okay, you are 70 pounds lighter than me, sir.
Oh my God, I don't know.
You are 70 pounds lighter than this fat jelly body here. And who had to keep stopping?
Jaded.
Yes.
Because I was in the back
We
fixing
did.
myself.
This white guy is in better shape than that black guy.
Mm.
All right. All right, guys, in episode 2, we get Nick in shape.
Uh-oh.
Bye.
Bye.
So obviously, I've gotten into a lot better shape. I mean, rounds of shape, but I'm getting into a little bit less of a round shape. The biking has been absolutely phenomenal. I love biking. When I'm not biking, I'm thinking about biking. When I'm on the bike, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next time I'm on the bike. And it's become a little bit of an obsession. Not an unhealthy obsession, but an obsession nonetheless. But the biking has not been the goal, has not been the reason for the success or what we are succeeding at. Obviously, we have a long way to go. But the bike has become a tool, and a tool for me to leverage to keep me motivated. It is a whole lot of fun. Now, I mentioned what the numbers were when I did my 50-mile bike ride a couple weeks back. Yeah, they weren't fantastic, to say the least. I mean, I knew I was putting on weight, but I didn't know how much weight I was putting on. And sorry that I'm looking down here. I'm not being rude. I'm actually pulling up some images and stuff that I took of other, progress periods when we were starting all this. And now we use a body scanner here called the InBody 230, and basically it's metal probes that you hang on to. They go on your feet, they go on your hands, it weighs you, you put in some pertinent information, it sends pulses to your body, and it can tell water weight from muscle weight, from organs, from skeletal muscle or skeletal mass, fat mass, and it actually tells you where you are in all of your stats. Most of the time, scales just give you a weight, but you don't know how much of that weight is muscle, how much of it is your skeleton frame, how much of it is water. And so it's just a very arbitrary number that you really can't use to gauge what your success is. So we do this thing every few weeks. Now, a month ago, on January, where's the date on this thing? January 26th. So 30 days, not quite 31 days, but 30 days ago, here were my numbers. And I'm not proud of these. Let me just go ahead and start out by saying that. My weight was 309.8 pounds. That's a fatty. That's a fatty right there. Lean body mass was 207.7 pounds. Body water weight, total body water 152 pounds. Dry lean mass 55 pounds, and body fat mass 102.1 pounds. That means 102 pounds of my body was just pure fat. Okay, so yeah, with that said, my skeletal muscle mass was 118.6 pounds. So that's basically my frame. I've got a pretty heavy frame. Body mass, body fat mass, 102 pounds, like I already said, for a weight of 309.8. That gave me a BMI of 38.7, but more importantly, the PBF, or percentage of body fat, 33%. In fact, my trainer even circled it and put a sad face next to it. So my goal was to lose 65.5 pounds of fat. My metabolic rate was 2,404 kcal. Basically, that's how many calories I burn just being alive. 2,400 calories a day. Now let's go ahead and fast forward a month later. And we did the body scan again today. And I'm happy to report, guys, that I weighed in at 296.8 pounds. Now that's already exactly 13 pounds less than where I started. But here is where the whole story comes in. My total body weight, 152 pounds again. Our total body water weight, 152 pounds, which is good. The water weight stayed the same as the total weight came down, so it means my percentage of water is higher. I'm no longer dehydrated. Lean fat, dry lean mass, 56 pounds, so that's down from 50, or it's up from 55.5 pounds. It's good. That means more lean mass muscle. Body fat mass, 87.5 pounds. 87.5 pounds down from 102.1 pounds. Guys, that's 15 pounds of fat I've lost in 1 month. And I'm really excited about that. I've got to lose 50.7 pounds now to reach my goal. And the cool thing is my skeletal muscle mass has gone up by 2 pounds. So I put on 2 pounds of muscle, and I have lost 15 pounds of fat. Obviously, it was all right here in my face. I keep getting comments like, oh my God, Jay, your face is so skinny. Like, this is what they expect me to look like or something. I don't know, God. I look like a fish person. All right, so, I mean, this is kind of how I felt. I mean, if you're overweight, you know what I'm saying. This is kind of how it felt. But I really felt trapped in my body because I used to be athletic and such. And I know there's a lot of people watching right now that know exactly what it is that I'm saying. But here's the important part. The cycling is not this is not a result of the cycling. The cycling was an enhancement to a lifestyle change. My wife and I, over the last almost 2 months, have made a very conscious living lifestyle change when it comes to our food. As you guys know, I have kicked the Starbucks habit overnight, cold turkey. I was drinking 2 Starbucks a day, upside down caramel macchiatos with whipped cream. We're talking 450 calories with the whipped cream per coffee. And I was drinking 2 of them a day. We're talking 900 calories of just Starbucks every day on top of the unhealthy eating. I was probably bringing in 5,000 calories a day of unhealthy things. Hot dogs, pizzas, hamburgers. I mean, just junk, cookies, chocolate. I mean, I was eating anything I could get my hands on because I was always freaking hungry. No matter what I did, I was hungry. I would eat food. I would eat 2, 3, 4 pieces of pizza and still be hungry. Nothing made me full, and that was scary because you may or may not know this, but I had gastric bypass. I used to weigh 494 pounds. So how can somebody who had a stomach that was sliced up, carved up, made super small, and their large intestine bypassed, how does that guy stay hungry? Well, it was up here. So I decided enough was enough, and my wife and I made a very, very conscious lifestyle change when it comes to the food, the way we eat, when we eat, what we eat. And so 2 weeks ago, sorry, my dates are all mixing up. My trainer and I went on a more aggressive eating style. Now, this is a bit advanced for a lot of people. This is specifically a fat burning diet that he actually uses for a lot of his people that he trains for weightlifting competitions, very physique competitions where it's all about cut and define. My trainer is actually a professional bodybuilder and won championships. And my God, did he used to work out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, the guy that I'm always making impressions of. My trainer worked out with him. And so he put me on a regimen that is not very constrictive, but it's certain types of foods that promote the burning of fat and using it into energy. And so I track everything that I eat on an app called MyPlate. And that's what I think has really changed where things go. I haven't entered anything today. You can't even say I haven't entered anything today. I've been a bit lazy, but I track everything. And here's the funny thing. With the amount of working out that I do, I never even reach 2,000 calories eaten per day or net consumed, because I'm always cycling now or working out. I do weightlifting and strength training twice a week. I ride my bike 4 to 5 times per week, but most importantly is every single day I stay true to myself and true to my dreams and my goals so that I don't fail. Especially since all of you are watching. I don't want to fail. I've failed at this over and over and over my entire life. I failed. You don't go under the knife to try and lose weight when you're not a failure. You're a failure. That's why you're there. And so I'm just beyond ecstatic. I've got so much energy. I mean, I cut out all the complex carbs, like the starches and white breads and white potatoes, and those things are gone. You ask Jerry, and when I was with him for 5 straight days, and ask him how many times I cheated or deviated. Once, because I was entitled to cheat meal. I get one cheat meal, not a cheat day, a cheat meal a week. And I tried to deviate from that, and I couldn't do it, man. It just made me sick. I felt like crap. I went right back to my healthy eating, and I drove way out of my way in Portland to find the right foods that wouldn't take me off my diet. That was extremely important. But high proteins, all my sources of carbs are from vegetables, oats like oatmeal or jasmine rice, brown rice, yams and sweet potatoes and things like that. That's my source of carbs. In the morning, white egg whites with turkey bacon is fine, but turkey sausage mixed in, and I make an egg white omelet out of that. 100% whole wheat toast or 100% whole wheat muffins and things like that. Not muffins, English muffins. That's the kind of way. That's the way that I'm eating. For dinner tonight, we had what was it? Chicken tortilla soup or something like that, but without the tortillas. It's almost like a chicken soup with beans and natural proteins and stuff. My snacks have been dried fruits. But here's the kicker. Because I'm so mentally in it, I don't crave the things that I shouldn't have been eating. I'm full all the time. I have to force myself to eat because my body is finally on board, or should I say my brain is finally on board with what my body needs to survive. Food is a fuel. Food is no longer a coping mechanism. Food is no longer a source of pleasure. Food is no longer about tasting, well, it's about tasting good. Let's not fool ourselves here. But it's not about like eating the things that are high in saturated fats and high in carbs and high in sugars, because that's what stimulates those chemicals in your brain to say this is pleasure. Let's face it, some people, I know someone watching agrees with me on this, that there are times where food can be as good as sexual relations, depending on how dependent you are on that. I forgot to mute my phone. So I know that this has been a long vlog. And if you guys want me to go more into my meal plan and my diet plan, I'll do that for you guys. But I'll just give you one snapshot of the way my eating has been. Let's take a look at Monday, yesterday. My calories consumed 1,636. Now I could actually eat up to 3,700 calories of the right foods and still lose weight because of the amount of energy I'm burning and my my metabolic rate and my exercising with both the gym and the bike riding. But yesterday I rode the bike, 425 calories burned, which means I have a net intake of 1,211 calories. More importantly is where those calories are. I only took in 63 grams of fat for the day. Only 10.5 of that was saturated. I only took in 285 milligrams of cholesterol. 285 milligrams, that's only 51% of the daily allowed. Sodium, 2,530 milligrams of sodium. That's only 56% of daily allowed for a 2,000 calorie diet. I only took in 138 carbs, 138 grams of carbs, with 20 grams of dietary fibers, which negate carbs, which means I really only ate 118 grams of carbohydrates. But 149% of my daily value of protein was taken in, for 139.4 grams of protein. Actually, and I forgot to put in my protein shake yesterday. I just realized that. So it's really more like 200 grams of protein. That's what my habits are now. That's why the weight is falling off, because my body is now on board. My body says, fine, you're going to take this serious. I'm going to take this serious. It's burning my fat storage into energy. I'm using that energy doing the biking, doing the gym. I'll go out on a limb and I'll say I am by far the healthiest 296 pound man you will find, at least on the internet. All those people are like, Jay, you're fat. Jay, you should get out. I challenge any one of those guys to any sort of physical activity, and I guarantee I'll mop the floor with them. I'm completely confident when I say that. Come at me, bro.